Happy Friday, my friend. It's Pat Sloan here for my daily video, and it is Socialites Day. So let's get to it. Let's get to the socialites. And today's block is called Abundance, and it's a tulip. I love the tulip. Did you spot that when you were looking at all the blocks in the socialites so along? I love this one. It's funky. It's kind of folk arty because this is a very wide tulip, but it's like when they start to open and flop open, right? Just before all the petals fall off. This is that tulip. That's either that or he's had a little bit too much fertilizer. So I love it. It's in my Morrison Park fabric. I've got it here on the design board. This is a great block. Now, Abundance, so I'm gonna give you a little challenge, a little show and tell. So it's an easy one today. So what do quilters have in abundance? Generally, we have fabric. We have lots of fabric. Fabric is our main tool. That's what we make everything from. And so we generally have a pretty good supply of it, an abundant supply. So today, share a picture of your fabric with me. You can share it at Facebook, and you could just put it in the share part at my website today for the socialites. Down at the bottom is a photo share area, so you can share your abundance of quilt fabric there. I think it's fun. It's fun to take a look at it every so often and just see where we are with our fabric. You know, is it a mess? Is it looking good? Do you have spots that you need to, you know, fill in with different colors you're missing, or too much of a certain color, so you need to like make a green quilt because you got way too much green? That was me at one point. I was like, why do I have so much green fabric? But it's nice to take an evaluation. So you'll be doing your abundant tulip today. And for those of you who have my Celebrate the Season, speaking of tulip, there is the tulip quilt here. We did a sew along for that after the book came out. It is also a really fun one to make. Now, I was digging around when I was putting projects away that I needed to store because either not going to work on them or emptying a bin, whatever. I found some of the blocks that I did for the sew along. I also have a purple one of those. I made like a 4 block with purple. I don't know, I have to find that upstairs. Who knows where that is? But I thought I'd show you a few tulip blocks. I love the yellow one on the black gingham. Yes, I need to do something with this. I love this one. Then I had tried some other of the pinks out. This is the one with the heart, because a couple of the tulips have a heart in them, like this in my book. And then here was one with a white heart. So I was playing around with the colorations when we did that after that book had come out. So if you have this book and you just want to make a quick little 1 tulip wall hanging, put a little border around it, they fit in a nice little spot. I should do that with the yellow one. I like the yellow one. Here, I'll show it to you again. I just love it. I love it. I'd forgotten about it, so that when I pulled it out, I was like, oh yeah, the yellow one. Love, love, love. So I have also my March Hope. Now the thing with March Hope is I need to get this last row sewn. So here is today and tomorrow. And I'm going to just sew that last row up here I don't know, maybe tonight, and then just sew that to the top, and then that'll be a top. It'll probably go to the spa to be quilted. Maybe, unless I save it and do a wave quilting myself. We'll see. Now I want to show you, okay, I have two other quilt things to show you. One is, let's just do this one first. Okay, so the bonus pattern that came with this was the block, the center for Let It Grow of the Home Is Sew Along, and I did the whole bonus quilt. So I've got that little guy done. And I was really scrounging I'm using the Easter egg layer cake. So, you know, I have made that for the backing of the world piece, and I used it for the top of the world piece. And then I probably should have put some of that periwinkle in this from world piece, but I didn't. So I just used the layer cake. And I had to piece some seams. Let me see if I can, yeah. Look, can you see right there? See that piece seam? Like I didn't have enough of this so I had to make the corners, so I had to piece what some of the leftovers. Here's another one, you can see a little bit more, but I'm okay with that because that pattern is not that easy to see the piecing, you know, where it's pieced together. So this still has to have the applique stitched down, so that's also on my list maybe for tonight to get those done. Now I am going to look at my pictures on here so I can talk about them, and I'm going to pop them here because I want to talk about them in order, and if I don't look at them I'm going to forget what I'm doing because I got the Florida quilt, the binding done. Yes, on the Florida quilt. So let me scoot over so I can put the pictures up here. So first of all, I have to tell you that you know, we cleared off. What I'm staring at right now is the camera. So this had to come off of my table so that I would have enough room to be quilting this and having it out on the table. So that's what that looks like. Now I want to talk about the colors. So I'm going to pull up one because when I did this is I think it was a layer cake of, yeah, because I did from nose. Yeah, it was a layer cake from this Florida fabric line. That's the name of the fabric line, Florida. And I had to add a few more pieces in to get these rectangles, these printed rectangles. And what I did, can you see the lavender? The lavender came with the line. So I wanted the lavender to be all the way down. I didn't want like one chunk up in the corner. Then what I did is I looked at the peach colors, and the peach colors are sprinkled around. Now there weren't quite as many. They didn't go on every row. The oranges, there's pretty much an orangey tone on every row. To some extent. Like on the top row, it's not as prominent. Those are the little strawberries. That's one of the pieces of fabrics I had to add in there. And I always think of strawberries for Florida because we generally go down in the winter, or often when the strawberries start at peaking, you know, like the peak of the strawberry season, we end up down in Florida visiting my brother. And so I had the strawberry fabric from the same designers, the Ruby Society ladies. And then I decided, after I got it sprinkled around like the navies and etc. So now you can see that. You can really, you know, tell where the layout was. I had to decide on a border. Now this is going on my bed, our bed. So the overhang, when you look at it, you're not going to see it as much. And I originally thought, oh, I'm going to do the really bright orange and, you know, pink palm. That was one I was going to pick. And then I'm like, you know, I really would like it calmer. So I went with the teal, or the really light kind of aqua palm leaves that have pink in the background. And then that fabric will be the pillow sham. So I have these big fat pillows I just put up there. They're really just for decoration. I take them off every night. And I did not put a border at the top because that will go right up to the top of the bed and have pillows stacked on top of it. And I did not need to put a border up there, which would make the quilt really, really big. So it's very large. But I have to show you now is that when I was putting the binding on, I was putting it on by machine, and I was playing bobbin chicken. First came the notice, the binging from my Solaris that my bobbin was running low. And I know that generally if my machine is clean and so all the sensors can be, you know, activated properly, that I still have thread on the bobbin when that happens. And I can peek under there and look. I have actually, this is a top loading bobbin, so I can just lift the quilt and kind of see in there, but it's dark thread, and so I would have to get up and get a flashlight really to see the dark thread against the black bobbin case. So I thought, okay, I only had, I had about, I don't know, 4 inches of binding to do. So you can see in this picture. And I thought, okay, we're going to play bobbin chicken. Let's see if I make it or the bobbin wins. So I kept going, and Greg happened to come down, and he was like, your machine is telling you something. I'm like, yeah, I know. It's telling me, because it'll bing and stop like every couple of stitches. So I did the whole thing, and I ended up with just this amount on the bobbin, which is this. That is all that was left on the bobbin from my Florida quilts binding. Oh my gosh. I won the bobbin chicken. I was so excited because I was late. It was very late when I was doing that. And I thought, I will have to finish in the morning if I can't finish now, because I don't feel like winding more thread and all that stuff. So that was my deal. So I'm very excited now. I'll put that on the bed. And I really need to get the pillow jams done. I know I keep saying that, but I have to quilt them, and but I'll do it. I will do it. I will do it. I will do it. Now, the other thing I've been looking at is, I told you I was going to take a bunch of the projects that, like, I took the crumb blocks and they went in the shelf for later because I don't want anything out here to focus on. So I went over to get this. It was one of the exclusive patterns that came in the Sew Sampler box for this little wall hanging, a little table runner, or it was a wall hanging, I think. And I've got the ribbon, both the ribbons done. I have the typewriter panel cut, which means I have to do 12 hearts. I have to do 12 hearts. And so I thought, okay, I'm just going to pack this all up. Then I went and looked in there and I'm like, oh, it's not that bad. I could really do the 12 hearts while I'm sort of sewing other things. While I'm sewing other things, they could be my stop and start for piecing. And then, because it's like, if this goes in a bag, I may never get it done. And everything's marked. I've got like everything marked with all my alphabet bitty things on there. And I thought, well, I need those. I don't want to take them off. And so, do you ever have that conversation with yourself that goes like that? That you're like fighting your decision? So now it's staying for a little bit longer. Let's see if I can get 12 hearts done, because once they're done, I can just put it all together, and then it can wait to be quilted. So that's my plan now. I'm not sure I like that plan, but that's my plan. Also, I updated my gallery page, so if you want to go check out the things I've finished so far this year, and then you can see the things that I've listed coming up. And on a personal note, I need my hair cut. That's like, I don't know if any of you are going through this, but I am waiting for a while still. Probably this summer I will get my hair cut again. So I've been cutting my own hair, trimming it, not cutting it. I've just been trimming it. And like, so today I tried like just pushing my bangs to the side. I tried to curl it and went out to do those photos and came in and all the curls were gone. So I curled it again and they're pretty much gone again. Oh, it looks good like 5 minutes after I curl it. So, oh, yeah, it'll get back to normal. So my friend, abundance today, abundance of fabric. Share your fabric. I want to see what you got out there. And for those of you who just want to tell us, you don't want to share a picture, you can do it that way. So you subscribe down below, please, for me. All the links are in the description box to everything. And you just go right over to my website, and that has everything. So thank you very much for being here. Happy Friday. I love you. Mwah. See you online.